Recording button.
Ooh,
Double tap to activate.
Look what we got in the house. We got another box. We got another order here we gotta open up. This is our, gotta try not to cut my yarn. This is my Herrschner's order. Yeah, I think it's even possible that we got some of the Christmas yarn. Herrschner's already released some holiday yarn. So we'll have to see. I don't even remember what's in this box, to be honest with y'all. But we're going to cut the tape. We're going to take a peek. Yeah, maybe if I can manage to cut the tape. I don't know. I might have to put my phone down for a minute. Might have to put it on the tripod if I can't cut this tape. Okay. Oh my goodness. Thought I had it all cut. Guess not. Okay, there we go. And one more little slice of tape. Oh, we gotta cut open. Sorry for the close-up of the box. Let's hope that my Herrschner's, hope my invoice isn't all up in here again. Herrschner's always puts all this little I think my invoice is underneath that. I think we're gonna be okay. Here, Herrschner's always puts all this. I don't even know what. Probably more things that they want us to buy. Okay, we'll set that aside. And there's a peek in the box. I seriously don't even remember what's all in here. So I think I'm gonna have to go and check out my order, see what we got, and I'll be right back.
Pause button. Pause.
Okay, so let's see what's in the box, right? Okay, so I know I got some Karen Simply Soft in the party, in the sparkle. I have this in white. I do. I have it in fuchsia. But you just know I wanted to do something all holiday, right? So I needed the red. I did. It's acrylic. It's polyester. I think that's going to make up some really, with the white that I already have, I think we can do some fun Christmas with that. I did check my invoice, and I'm already not sure of what I ordered. But we'll see. Okay. I got some of the Lion Brand Wool Ease Air. Now this, I think it's either a 5 or a 6. I think that they rate it as a 6. However, it's super fuzzy, so I'm really excited about that. If you're a returning viewer to my channel, you just know I love the novelty yarns. And by the way, if you're new to my channel and you just stumbled upon my Herrschner's unboxing, hi! My name's May. I love yarn. I love to knit and crochet. Those are my hobbies. And I also happen to have been born visually impaired, legally blind, completely colorblind. So I knit and crochet by feel. And I'll be real with you. These unboxings can be a little bit challenging for me because I can't read all the details on my yarn labels. I can still read the Wool Ease Air part there. But a lot of it is kind of a mystery. So I am fairly familiar with the Wool Ease family from Lion Brand, right? I've been working with that for years, with the Wool Ease Thick and Quick, Wool Ease Worsted. So I know it's a blend of mostly acrylic and wool. I don't remember the exacts. I don't remember if this has anything else in it. This is in the color Onyx, by the way, if you're colorblind like myself. Yeah, I don't quite know what my plans are for this yet. Okay, I'll be real with you. I don't know yet, but I'm just going to have to work with it some and figure out if I can make a sweater with it, if I'm going to make a cardi with it. I think I was initially thinking sweater, but I don't know. I don't know yet if it's going to be good for knitting or crocheting. I do both. I think it'd be fun to crochet with, but of course, as you get mistakes, right, these fuzzy yarns can sometimes be super, super difficult to frog. So that's my hesitancy with that, but I love the texture of it. absolutely love it. I know usually I do my videos in the dark. I left the overhead light on thinking you guys could see better. I don't know if I'm going to be able to leave it on. If you're a returning viewer, you know light is super painful to my eyes, which is why I record in the evening. I thought, oh, they'll be able to see the colors better, but I don't know if I can make it through this whole video with the light on. So, anyways, we got some Lion Brand Mandala impressions. I think we're going to open one of these. If you're a returning viewer, you know I love to keep my yarn in the plastic. I'm so grateful they got it in the plastic. But I'm going to confess, I really want to touch this stuff. I've never worked with Lion Brand impressions before. I know it's mostly acrylic. I don't remember if it has some polyester in it. I don't remember if it's a 5 or a 6. So we're going to take one out and see what we got in here. That feels for sure like a 5, if not a 6. It's pretty thick, right? That's pretty thick. So I'm definitely going to call it a 5 for sure. Might be a 6. I believe this is in the color Peppery, which I think is like some black and some white. Some kind of, these are like the typical mandalas. There's kind of gradient cakes. The whole colorblind thing can make it a little bit challenging for me to shop for some of these multicolored yarns. So, you know, I kind of sometimes feel safer going with the neutrals because I worry. I mean, I love the reds and the purples, but I sometimes worry if I can match them to other things. So, I like the feel of this, though, for an acrylic. It's pretty soft, actually. I'm pretty impressed with that. I'm liking the feel of that. So that, I'll have to think about what I want to do with that. Maybe a blanket. Probably I was just thinking like blanket, most likely. But I think maybe like a crochet blanket or something. I don't know, though. You could make a wearable. It's soft enough you can make a wearable out of this. So I'm pretty new to the Mandela impression. This is my first time to work with it. So we'll see what happens. What my plans are for that. All right, what else? What else is in the box? Okay, they had their holiday yarn out, and you know I couldn't resist. So this is the Herrschner's brand. It's the Worsted Holiday Sparkle. And I know I got the multicolored in the purple. It might be called Sugar Plum. I think this is like acrylic and metallic maybe, or maybe acrylic and polyester. And so I got like a variegated, super, super sparkly, you know, purple. And then I got a solid with the sparkle. Okay, so I don't remember what color my solid is. It's either red or purple. But I don't know. I'll let y'all look at it, though. I'll let you look at it. I'll let you look at them both and see. So I don't remember if I got a purple or red. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm pretty picky about the texture. The solid one, I mean, I love glitter, but at the same time, it can really change the texture of yarn, right? I love sparkle in my yarn, but sometimes the sparkle can be really coarse and can really change the texture. So, you can definitely feel the sparkle in this. It's not super, super soft, okay? And either one of these sparkles, either the variegated or the solid, it's not super soft. I'm not super thrilled with the texture of this purple. It's pretty coarse. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's coarse. You could probably still make blankets out of it, you know, but I don't think that this is something that you'd want to wear next to your body. I just don't think that I could make a wearable out of this unless it was like a cardi that you wore over the top of something else always and like layered it. Okay, they're cool and they're pretty, and I'll have to look into what people do with these. I bet you can make some neat blankets or something. But they're not the softest yarns. Okay, they're not. They're cool looking. I always get like lured in by the sparkle. The solid is softer than the variegated, so that's good at least. I think I just have a couple other yarns in here that I wanted us to look at. Okay, what is everybody? Okay, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. When I learned how to knit in 2009, and of course my first project was like a cotton dishcloth. And then after that, right, I did my first knit garter stitch scarf in Red Heart Super Saver. And I did it and I loved it because I was knitting. But I was not a fan of the texture of the Red Heart Super Saver. I was like, there's gotta be better stuff in yarn. And so of course I quickly discovered that there is softer, better yarns to touch. So since then, since probably 2011, I don't think I've worked with Red Heart Super Saver since probably either 2011, 2012. It's been over 13 years. I just don't like the texture of it. It makes my hands itch. It just has never been comfortable on my hands, the texture of it. I know it does get a bad rap, and it is rough. However, a lot of people have said the texture has improved, especially of the Biddy stripes. And I see the Biddy stripes everywhere. Everybody loves the Biddy stripes. So I was like, I gotta get me some Biddy stripes. So I finally broke down and ordered up some Biddy stripes. And I believe this is the color Love Bug, I think, which I think is like, I want to say it's like purples, but, or maybe reds, actually. I don't remember the colorblind thing. Bit of a challenge. But this is really pretty. And these are some hefty skeins. So they feel, I believe Red Heart, I think Red Heart's 100% acrylic, I'm pretty sure. 4 worsted, of course. And these feel so big. Like, I think that I would guess that these are over 500 yards. So they're pretty. And I'll be honest with you, this is definitely softer than the Red Heart of the 70s, right? My grandma knit and crochet. And that's where I first encountered yarn, with my grandma's Red Heart Super Saver back in the early 80s, right? I go over to grandma's house and she had all this yarn and it was so cool. And even though I didn't knit and crochet then, I just loved the yarn. I was just drawn to the yarn. So I remember Red Heart Super Saver well. This is most definitely softer than my grandma's Red Heart Super Saver. And it's definitely softer even from, like 15 years ago. So the texture of Red Heart Super Saver has improved, especially on the Biddy stripes. People were not lying about that. It's still coarse, but I think I could make a blanket out of this, which is what I was hoping for. I hope I got enough of it now, because what I want to do with this, of course, is make a blanket. So I really hope that I have the yardage to do this, because I know crochet blankets can take a lot of yardage. But that's my plan with my Biddy stripes. I think it's pretty. Visually, the color does not disappoint, even though I can't tell you if it's red or it's purple, because I can't. It's beautiful. Like the variegated, it's really pretty. It is. So, and the texture's improved. And the one thing I'm going to say about Red Heart Super Saver is everybody says it softens up when you wash it, and it does. And it's a durable yarn, okay? My sister made her first crochet afghans out of Red Heart Super Saver back in the 90s for me. I still have 3 blankets that she made for me that are probably like 30 years old out of Red Heart Super Saver. And the yarn holds up, okay? It does. So it's not a delicate yarn. Like, I love my merinos and stuff, but they're delicate yarns. So Red Heart Super Saver is without a doubt a really durable yarn. So I think it's gonna be what do you want to make and how long do you want it to last. It's a super easy care yarn, machine wash. You can make afghans for kids, right? That can be drug around, get dirty, go outside, and they'll last for 20 years. So So I'm not disappointed in the color, and I'm not disappointed in the improved texture at all. It's, you know, it's not the softest yarn, it's not the softest acrylic, but it's a huge improvement over what it was in the 70s. I can absolutely say that just by touching this game. So I'm thinking crochet blanket. Really hope that I have enough for that, because it's pretty. Very excited about that. So yeah, I'm happy to have some red heart in the house again. And I never thought I'd say that. I was like, no, red heart, it's too hard on the hands. Okay, and I think we got one more yarn. Ooh, I think we do. We got one more yarn up in this box that we haven't looked at. And I think the rest of this is just like more Red Heart Super Saver. Yeah, hoping that I have enough for blankets. So, okay, so this is the L by Me. This is the Premier yarn. And this one is, I'm trying to remember which one I got. I think it's called Oralee, I think. And I think we're going to have to open one of these. What do you think? And I think I got the purple, but again, I think it's a purple. I love purples and reds, but I cannot tell them apart from each other. So let's look at this. Let's open it. I know, I'm not going to be in the plastic anymore, but we got to do it. So let's do it. Maybe we'll do it. Okay. I'm excited about this. Well, it's pretty. It's very sparkly. I like that. It's got a really unique texture to it. It's wrapped. It's sparkly. It's fun. I'm not sure if that's double-stranded and you're supposed to work with all that together. Guess we'll find out. Oh, I think it is. Yeah, okay. So this is really cool. It's got a cool texture to it. It's got some fun sparkle to it. And so I think, again, it's not the softest yarn, right? Because of all the sparkle. It's got so much bling. You can feel the bling. And it's got all this neat, like, bobbles and stuff and texture to it. So it's not super soft. But I think you could either work this separate, but I also think, I would say it's a 5, right? Look at that. That's nice and thick between the double. I think it's double-stranded at least. It's pretty loosely plied. It might be a little bit difficult to crochet with because of all that going on. But you could certainly knit with it. And it's pretty. It's really, really pretty. And it's got a really fun, again, it's not super, super soft. But it has a really unique and fun texture to it. So I think you could work it separate, but I think you could also carry it with another yarn, right? You could pair it up with another yarn and really spice up another yarn. And I'll have to be really careful matching the colors. I probably should, I don't know, I don't remember what colors this came in, if it came in like blacks or grays or what, but I probably should have gone with more of a neutral, so I'd have better luck pairing it up with something else, but I don't think I did. So anyways, I believe that's all the different yarns. That great big box, and I think it's just a lot of the other yarns. I think we definitely have some more of the Lion Brand Air. I got several of those, hoping to make a big sweater out of that. I know I got more of the Mandela Impressions. So, and more of this this L by Me. So anyways, overall, it was a good sale. Herrschner's was having a sale. They have really good sales on that. I know a lot of people complain because a lot of people love Biddy stripes because it's very economical, right? If you like to do blankets, crochet blankets, and donate blankets, Red Heart Super Saver is very, very economical. A lot of people like to get it, and a lot of people complain that they cannot find the Biddy stripes, right? They're constantly sold out of all the colors on Amazon, and even at Yarnspirations they're sold out of all the colors. Well, Herrschner's, when I shopped there, had quite a few of the colors. I'm just saying. So don't overlook that. If you're on the hunt for colors in the Red Heart Biddy stripes and you can't find the color you're looking for, don't forget Herrschner's, because they just might have what you're looking for. Okay, my friends. Well, that is the Herrschner's order up in the house. Look at, it's look at all this sparkle. Oh my gosh. I am so, even though I'm a little disappointed in the texture of the Herrschner's the variegated sparkle. That's coarser than I wanted. It's still fun. It's visually fun. Um, yeah, I don't know. It's a coarse acrylic, and then the glitter makes it even coarser in texture. I think the Red Heart Biddy Stripes is actually softer than this worsted holiday sparkle yarn. I'm just going to be real with you. I think the variegated is even coarser than the non-variegated. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to really think hard about what I can do with this. But anyways, that's the Herrschner's. Let me know. Let me know. Do you order from Herrschner's? Do you like it? How do you feel about it? I love all the different brands that they have. I do. They've got a good selection. It's a great place to go where you can get good prices. On Red Heart Super Saver, I got that on sale. I think pretty much all of this stuff, including the L by Me, was actually on a better sale than Premier. Okay, I've looked at this L by Me orally for a while at Premier, and they haven't had as good of a sale on it as Herrschner's had. I'm just saying. Like all the companies, right? You can go to Yarnspirations and look for these. Even Lion Brand, they have the Lion Brand Air and the Lion Brand Mandela Impressions were better sales than Lion Brand themselves usually have. Now I'm not saying they don't sometimes have stuff like 30% off over there, because sometimes they do. But a lot of times, if you're shopping for some of these brands like Lion Brand and Red Heart, and they're not on sale at the sites, at the companies, then, don't forget to check Herrschner's, because you might be surprised by the deal. So let me know if you shop Herrschner's. Let me know if you like the sales you get there. Let me know if you've used any of these yarns, what you think of the textures, what you're making out of them. I like the Mandela Impressions. That is very soft. And of course, the Air is very, very soft. It's fuzzy. It's fuzzy. It's because this one's going to be a shedder, okay? Just be warned. This onyx and the black, it's very, very soft. It's really soft. But it's definitely super soft. Ooh, I could just pet that one. I could. I've been wanting to get my hands on this for a while. Super soft, but it's going to be a shedder. It is. It's going to leave yarn behind, and it could be difficult to frog. Okay, anyways, enough about my Herrschner's order. Thanks so much for listening, and until next time, happy stitching. Bye-bye for now.
Pause button. Stop recording.